Save the dialogue, baby, such a dialogue. For the older man in the pool room, such a cool room. In the pool room, such a cool room. Tried once, well, I'm not so sure. Tried twice, and you're by my door. Too bad that you had to get caught. That's not like you to lose face. So sad that you're not as smart as you thought you were in the first place. All your money, no more than an insulation. Too bad insulation. Too bad insulation. Oh, to get away, get away. I watched it with fascination. Too bad fascination. Too bad fascination. Well, I had a way. Oh, such imagination. Too bad imagination. Too bad imagination. Ah, the 45, goodbye. I used with no hesitation. Too bad hesitation. Too bad hesitation. It's too bad. Too bad. Too bad. Too bad. Too bad. Too bad that you had to get caught. That's not like you to lose face. So sad that you're not as smart as you thought you were in the first place. Too bad. Too bad. Too bad. It's too bad. So sad. So sad. So sad. So sad. It's too bad. Too bad. Oh, babe, won't you listen to me? It's so sad. So sad. Oh, baby, I can tell you. Too bad. Too bad. It ain't easy watching 6 years slipping through my pick again. Like some wounded dog escaping through that hole in the kennel fence. The water's boiling, poached eggs waiting. The toast I know they're still on the plate. The queen of diamonds lying face down. Your hidden message makes no sense. Whoever the new mystery man is, I got to admit, he knows his business. You eat me now, from the right to the left, and it's coming out just the way you might expect. Chinatown calculation, that's cool with no regret.
Chop to it, chop to it.
The city seems so cold at night, and I'm fighting the feeling something's lost. Clinical friends got the cynical bends, or that dialogue's on a single track. They say I'm sad cause the roof went walking, well that's the price, don't they know love costs? Sometimes money, but mostly the moments that seem so much a part of the pack. Whoever the new mystery man is, I got to admit, he knows his business. You're reading me now, from the right to the left, and it's coming out just the way you might expect. Chinatown calculation, that's cool with no regrets.
Chop to it, chop to it.
watching 6 years slipping through my picket gate. Like some moon dead dog escaping through that hole in the kettle fence. I never saw that cold equation algebra behind your face that wrote me off as a bad transaction. Your abacus spoke deadly sense. Whoever the new mystery man is, I got to admit, he knows his business. You're reading me now from the right to the left, and it's coming out just the way you might expect. Chinatown calculation, that's cool with no regret.
Chop to it, chop, chop to it. Chicken chow mein, chicken chow mein.
That's probably something that people haven't heard in quite a while. A little bit of Doug and the Slugs. Had a twofer there for you. Two for Friday. Started off with Too Bad, and then ended up with Chinatown Calculation, going all the way back to 1983. So, there you go. Were you even born then? Were you even born then?
In 83? No,
Yeah.
I wasn't born.
Okay. Just checking.
I'm old, but I'm not that old, okay?
Technically, I guess I'm ancient now.
Well, yes, you did. So how was Moses, by the way?
He farted a lot. Yeah. Keep open flame away from him, or else you'll be seeing a lot of burning bushes.
Those were just redheaded women.
No, those were fire crotches. Burning bushes are different things.
I don't know the difference.
I tell you, and I didn't go out today.
Mhm.
Although on my doorstep showed up a whole bunch of carved griffins, some very nice specimens, a package that should have gotten to me like 2 months ago and never did. What else? And a 2-person camping tent. So I got all the gear I need. Because yes, even though people are like, dude, you're gonna get worn out doing this rock thing, just get a cheap no-tell motel. And I'm like, fuck that, man. If they've got free campgrounds, I'm setting it up. I actually have cooking gear coming too. Although I know how to ghetto cook if I need to. The only bad thing about it is that I don't have the strength to do a manual can opener. So I got to figure out a way around that. I don't know what that way is going to be, but I will figure it out. I know there was this one TV show about 8 years ago called Urban Survival. Mm-hmm. And what they do is they drop this guy off into a place that's been like completely wrecked and ravaged. That nobody.
Detroit.
I think Detroit was one of them. I think East St. Louis was one of them.
I was making a joke.
No, but yeah, these urban areas that have basically just been cleaned out. And he was like, here's a way you can open up a can without a can opener.
Yeah, but what he does is like he rubs it against the fucking like ground.
Yeah.
For fucking ever.
Yeah. That's just like the guys who are like, oh yeah, with a bow and drill, you can make fire. And it's like, fuck that. I did that in Boy Scouts, man. We finally got a fire started. There was like 6 of us, and like 2 at all times were blowing on the embers.
So, Doc,
Yeah.
can opener problem.
Mm-hmm.
You just get cans with the tabs on them.
That's true. SpaghettiOs with meatballs, they have tabs.
And a lot of the SpaghettiOs do?
Yeah.
I know a lot of the Chef Boyardee stuff does, but I didn't know the spaghetti, because all the SpaghettiOs I ever get doesn't have the tabs, which is fine because I have one of those edgeless can openers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you open it, it doesn't bite into the actual can, and when you lift the lid, like it doesn't have any sharp edges.
Well, there is a handheld electric can opener that when you clamp it on, it's got its own little motor and it turns it. It looks like a regular can opener.
Here's a
And
question though: can you clamp? Because you have to hold it.
you basically just let's see if I can find it. By the way, there we go. Electric handheld can opener. What's this one? Handy can opener. Don't tell me it's $1 and then not show me. Yeah, it ain't no fucking $1. It's like, you can get it on guess where?
Wish.com
for $5.99.
You need to stay the fuck away from Wish, Doc.
But Wish is my friend. Wish loves me. Wish never refuses me. Always says yes. Come in, buy our silly products. Here, I will no context tweak this very quickly. And there you go. Oh, hey, that's nice. Joe Bob Briggs actually liked and retweeted a Pants Ninja
Yay, pants.
comment on their twatters.
Yay, comments.
So yeah, I want. Oh, great! I go on Wish. Cock blocked. They don't sell it anymore.
Haha! Stay off of Wish. It's a trap. I'm telling you, it's a trap. Just so they can go ahead and collect and sell as much information about you as possible.
I'll let them. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I've lost my joie de vivre, my vigor, my, as our friend Iggy Pop would say, lust for life. Let them take my information. Let them call me after I'm long fucking dead. Hey, they sell them at Walmart for like $15. I got to go to Walmart anyway. I got to get those. You know my struggle currently. Like I remember stuff and then I don't remember stuff. And the one thing, innocuous fucking thing that I keep forgetting is chip clips. I keep forgetting chip clips. So I'm gonna have to go to Walmart. I'm gonna have to get some tubs too because I do want to get my DVD collection out of the old house because I remembered that, I thought about it. I have like every superhero movie up until like 2013. Every live action one that's ever been made. Mm-hmm. So there's some rare ones in there, but one of the things that I really want to make sure that I get is I have everything that was put out for Babylon 5. And it's about time for me to hook back in. If I'm going to spend all this time around the house doing almost literally nothing, I want Babylon 5 so I can go back through it and watch it. You know what we should do? We should go to the big screen. Because we only have one person saying hi. And I think that's a goal that can be met very quickly. What do you think?
I might actually be able to say it.
All right.
Like the person's name instead of just my huge.
Yeah, because Pickle's going anyway. Normally we wait for Pickle, but it's just like, you know what? I want to hit the 2 o'clock.
No, he's not.
Get a couple hours in. Well, no, he was running well when I was playing.
Mm.
But-
Yeah, no, he finished up a few minutes ago. Gaming's running though.
Oh, is he?
Uh-huh.
I didn't see him running.
I had both of their streams up and just running. I am going to admit I've not been watching, but I have them up.
Okay, Pico's done. And yeah, apparently he's still going. He started going earlier today. So good on him. Okay, so good morning to one of our immortals, Ghost Dog 999.
Oh no, I don't know if I can do it. I might just have to sub it. No.
Oh, wait a minute. And good morning to Full Metal Pickle. Pickle said Pickle ended when Doc said he was running. I dropped in. I said, yeah, I'm gonna get going, and I mean maybe get a couple hours in. I don't know. It all depends.
Cool.
So there's 2 there for you.
Yay!
Go for it.
Hi, Ghost Dog, and hi, Pickle.
And with that, we're to the big screen.
Oh wait, I said the wrong thing. Sup, Gherkin.
By the way, just sliding in through the back door, our greatest of all time, the of the IRS. Good morning, Turish.
Turish, lube first, damn it.
And of course,
I'm sorry, I still have like running in my head. Pickle, like I'm pretending Pickle actually joined us, and he's saying in his like pickly voice, "Praise the bitches," and I'm just like, "Yay!"
well, I mean, he's got the key, so yeah, when he wants to walk in, he certainly can.
Mm-hmm.
He might be all tuckered. He might be plumb tuckered.
Sup, bitches, how you doing? Sup, bitches, boop-a-doo.
So did you watch the stream that I sent over to you?
Admittedly, no.
Okay.
I was on the okay, so I got a phone call
Uh-huh.
with Muffin Button, and we were on the phone for hours, and it's just kind of what we do, and it makes me happy on the inside. And so like we were chatting for like ever, and at one point I just kind of like ignored my phone
Mm-hmm.
and all the things with my phone. Because I'm like, like I'll keep an ear open and I'll go and peek to see if it's anything important. And so I'm just like, yeah, but just Muffin and I hanging out. By the way,
Mm-hmm.
sup, Gherkin?
Praise the bitches.
Yee!
And good morning to our Lord and Savior, the Full Metal Pickle.
You can't see me right now, but like I'm doing like the excited thing. Like I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm weird. Why am I doing that? That's not a normal thing to do, is it? Like I know it's like more like on thing, but I'm not. Okay. I apologize. I'm gonna go into like a little bit of a ramble, but I've noticed that I'll do like little things, little movements and stuff like that I don't think should be natural because it's very much like, things like an anime character will do. Because like when I get excited, like I'll just kind of like wiggle my arms like running, like how they'll do that like whole little like thing. I do that kind of stuff and like Uh, what's wrong with me? Be my therapist. No.
You're
'Cause the
perfectly
last
normal.
the last parathist, dear fucking gods, I swear I can English. The last therapist I talked to, actually was like a week ago.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't remember either. Anyway, I talked to her before or whatever, and I don't know. It's just it's not an actual like I'm assigned this therapist. It's just one that I was able to get in contact with that I can talk to for like half an hour, maybe an hour on random occasions. And I'm just like, okay. And that's only if she's not busy with an actual client. And I'm like, I'm cool with this. Like, yeah. And now that COVID, the quarantine stuff seems to have been like lifted.
Yeah.
In most places, she's getting some like actual clients coming in again. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, I get it. I've been doing a lot of self-reflecting lately, and it's very interesting. And it's very weird. And I don't know what to do. Like, why is it I do these weird movements? And she had asked me, well, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about these. Like, they're not actual sessions.
Oh, okay.
It was just the whole thing. I don't know. Anyway, she'd asked me if it was like, a constant scene behavior or something like that. I don't fucking remember her wording. Like, oh, was this something that you saw? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, I watched anime like a lot, but that was not nearly as much to make this something that feels like a natural reaction. And when I do it, like, it's just something that I fucking do. It's not something I think about until I realize I'm doing it. And then I start thinking about it. I'm like, why am I doing this? And I start I'm rambling. I'm sorry.
No, that's what this is for. Keep going.
Uh,
You're all right, mate. You're all right.
oh, right, mate. Shrimp on the barbie. Crocodiles. Right?
It's more like Ken on the Barbie.
Ken on the Barbie. It's not Barbie, it's Babby.
Barry.
Babby. I don't
He's
fucking know.
a fair dinkum.
Right,
Oh,
that's
oh.
a knife. This is a knife. I don't know. I don't know what I feel like really, I don't know. It's been a weird day.
Well, I'm going to put something new in the testicular self-examination, something that's on its way to me. You tell me what you guys think of this.
Doctor showing us his balls again.
Mm-hmm.
Technically just one ball. I'm modest.
Ooh. Pretty.
That is very pretty.
That is a sphere, but it is man-made.
I would have guessed that because it looks almost like flowers or leaves arranged in a certain way
It's
to
called,
do that spiral.
Yeah, it's called. It's actually called dichroic glass, and they basically they weave up these layers of molten glass that has this dichroic chemical in it. And then they swirl it all up, and it depends on what color that they pick. Then that's how it arranges itself.
So does this mean there's a chance I could make my own that would be completely individual and unique?
Well, I live just like a half-hour drive from Yellow Springs, and Yellow Springs is basically known as a hippie community where Dave Chappelle lives. But they have a college called Antioch, and Antioch College was like the second actual college to protest the Vietnam War. So yes, they're very hippie down there. And they literally, because the school ran out of funds, so the school shut down for like 4 years. But instead of, like people going in and tagging up the place and busting it up and shit, they left it alone. And then a mysterious benefactor came in and opened the school up again, started helping to fund the school. So the reason I bring that up is because they have an awesome, I don't know what to call it, a forge for glass blowing. Glass blowing was a class at Antioch. That's how hippie they were. And like one time we came down, because you can sit there and watch any class. You can go in and watch any class. They're completely cool with it, following along the 60s principle. So we went down one time and watched them blow glass, and we were just tripping our balls off. And it got to the point where when somebody would like make something and spin it and like get the vase all together with the colors, we would like stand up and applaud. And the teacher came up to us afterwards and said, "Guys, I appreciate you coming out and I appreciate your enthusiasm, and I'm really glad that you didn't come close at all to touching anything, because I would have had to kill your trip." And we're like, "No, we are good stoners." And he was like, "Anytime you guys want to come back and watch, as long as you behave like you did, then you're good." So I'm actually thinking if they do offer the glass blowing class, I want to go down and try it out on acid.
Oh God, it can be really dangerous, mind you. It's not something that I've ever tried. I'd wanted to try it, but in the rumor was in the area that I lived that had a glass blowing class, pretty much if you're female and you're going to the glass blowing class, glass wasn't going to be the only thing you'll be blowing. And most of the girls were
Wait,
down for it. Like, they're just like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. Oh, I accidentally burned myself a little. Oh, it's too hot. Do you have any way, like, to cool me down?" Like, there was always rumors like that. Mostly because it was,
True.
yes. But then again, like, bunch of sluts.
I don't understand.
I
Why?
never took the glass blowing class because I didn't want to. I wasn't going to try and blow anybody.
No, why did they automatically assume that blowjobs came with a glass blowing class?
Just in the area that I lived. Actually, it was rumored that a lot of, because a lot of the females who went to
Hell,
do glass blowing classes were pretty much just looking for interesting dick to play with.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And what's more interesting than a guy who blows glass?
yeah, I was going to guess that
A lot of
wasn't.
things.
I guess it wasn't written on the syllabus or anything. So okay.
No. Again, it was just a bunch of hearsay and rumors.
I am. Yeah, I don't want to have to blow anybody. I just want to take the class.
Well, I'm sure you won't have to blow anyone, Doc.
Yeah, I don't, because I don't want to.
You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do, okay?
So no still means no then.
No.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna be wearing that outfit, then you're obviously asking for it.
Well, I'm okay with just asking for it, but I mean, I don't want it to be part of the curriculum. I'm not down like that.
You're not down like a clown, Charlie. Bleh.
What?
Yeah.
I wonder if these electric handheld can openers do work. Because I'll pack one of those motherfuckers. I tell you what, I will.
I'm sure you will.
Is it the kind that goes like on top of the can?
Yeah.
Yeah, those generally work pretty good.
Okay, I'm gonna on the. No, I don't want to. I don't want a 2-year protection plan on a fucking can opener. Because it can be here by July 1st, and I don't actually have to go out and try to hunt it down because the only place that it's available around here is Bed Bath and Beyond, and I have no reason to go into a Bed Bath and Beyond.
Same.
And actually, the tax is cheaper. Guess they miscalculated it. All right, fuck it. Hand can opener, you are on your way to me. It is called the Tornado F4 can opener. Woohoo!
Nice.
So there you go. All right.
Oh.
By the way, I did get, and I don't know why. Well, I do know why, because it was like $10. They had those Funko Pop mini vinyl figures. You know, they're not actually the bobbleheads. They don't come in the big boxes.
They're they're little ones on keychains.
Well, they're not actually keychainers, but they're what like 3.5 inches tall, maybe 4.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, here I'll put the picture up. I will no context tweet it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you can tell me which one that I actually bought, because I got 5 of these figures for like $10 plus shipping. There was one figure that I wanted.
Out of those,
Yeah,
Judge Dredd.
you are correct, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other 4, I can only identify 3 of them. I don't know.
I'm not sure what the dragon-looking thing is.
Neither
but
am I.
I believe. Well, I know that's Daffy, Tron, and I believe that's Mal from
Yep,
Firefly.
it is. I knew 4 out of the 5. I'm like, what's the dragon? Is it from like the How to Train Your Dragon thing, or?
No, because that would generally be Toothless, which is black
Oh.
and adorable.
Because I have no fucking clue. I have no clue what that one is.
Now, I've got a couple of the mini ones that are on the keychains. I've got a Baby Groot one, and then I've got Happy from the anime Fairy Tail.
Yeah, that dragon could disappear, and I wouldn't really have any problem with it because I don't know what you are, so I don't care.
But I've got a bunch of the fucking full-size pops, though, because I've got Mad Moxie from Borderlands. I've got a Piccolo from Dragon Ball. All except for the Comic-Con exclusive ones of the Twin Peaks Funko Pops.
They
And
made Funko Pops from Twin Peaks.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
That's
Some
weird.
of them I've even got doubles of because for some reason they sent me double. So I've got like 2 of Audrey Horne, 2 of Laura Palmer, and I want to say 2 of Leland Palmer.
Well, okay then. The only Funko Pops. Well, okay. There's a couple of weird ones that I picked up just for the hell of it. I've got, because they didn't make the entire Fantastic Four in Funko Pop. The only ones they made was Human Torch, The Thing, and Doctor Doom. There is a Silver Surfer out there, but yeah, who cares? So I got those, and then I have a do-it-yourself paint Bob Ross.
Mm-hmm.
It's the blank one where you can paint Bob Ross to make him look like anything you want him to look like.
Oh, I've seen that one before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody got that for me. This is like, here, this is something that'd be fun for you to do, and I'm like, I'm not taking that out of the box because no, I can't paint. And then of course the one I just recently got, I picked up Lemmy. Because I mean, if you're gonna have a Funko Pop that symbolizes rock and roll, Lemmy's the one to go for. Unless I think they had Ramones Funko Pops too for a while.
Yeah, and I believe there's a Kerry King one from Slayer.
Really?
Yeah.
That's odd.
Well, yeah, because it's just like a big blank head with the fucking tribal tattoo around it.
Okay.
And then, like the beard and his guitar. But
I'm trying to think. You know what? I'm going to look to see if the Ramones actually existed in Funko Pop. I might be dreaming that.
And then, yeah, they've been doing a lot of musical artists lately.
Holy fuck. They want, for the Johnny Ramone Funko, this guy wants $300 and shipping.
Uh-huh.
Oh, look, the Joey Ramone is only like $17. Come on. There is no love. There's no love for Joey. Apparently, Dee Dee is 150.
And that's just what they're wanting for those ones.
Yeah.
Because they're probably out of print.
Yeah, I learned this terminology. It's called vaulting.
Oh.
Just like they steal it from Disney, because Disney will bring something out, sell it for a limited time, and then vault it.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in the Disney vault, and then wait 7 to 10 years before they bring it back out again. That's what people are really afraid of. That Disney's going to do now that they bought Fox. Is that they're going to take all the great Fox stuff and vault it. Instead of just making it regularly available like they should be doing.
Right.
And then again, most everything's moving to streaming anyway. I still like physical copies. I will not give up my copy of the Alien Quadrilogy. Because good God is there. There's, what is it? There's over 69 hours of special features. That is a lot of shit to go through. They have.
Okay.
Go ahead.
They have been releasing Pez dispensers lately.
Really?
With pop heads on them.
Such as?
Right now, the three I'm seeing right here on this list right here so far are Hawkman, Green Arrow, and Lex Luthor.
Okay. I was going to say, if they came out with, Guar Pez dispensers, I'd buy them immediately.
Mm. Well, I see a bombastic Bagman.
Oh, yeah.
Funko Pop.
Yeah, and of course the bombastic Bagman turned out to be...
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man in a Fantastic Four suit with no shoes and a bag over his head.
Yep.
Oh, they've got the Chatterer.
Fantastic. Really fantastic.
They've got the Chatterer from Hellraiser 3 as a pop.
Oh, nice.
And this is on the Funko website.
I wonder how much Funko is actually charging for it, though.
They want 15.
Oh, that's not too bad. I'm still...
Yeah, brand new. They're from most stores. They're fairly reasonably priced.
I'm honestly still trying to get a Wyatt Earp Funko, because I know there's a Doc Holliday one.
from
From Tombstone.
that's what I figured.
Yeah,
Love that movie.
because I used to have that. I used to have that mustache, but it got me too depressed because it was so gray.
They've got the Stanley as an astronaut from
Oh, dude, I've got the entire bootleg Lego series of Stan Lee. There's 9 of them.
Mhm.
It was the 9 movies that he was in. Well, 9 of the movies that he was in. Like the one where he was playing chess, and the guy when he was the security guard for the Hulk. But they didn't do the Flower Child one from Endgame, and they really should have. Or Infinity War.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did the little cadet squee when I got the Stan Lee with the spacesuit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, this is too cool.
That was a cool scene too.
Yeah, because the Watchers are like, fuck off, old man. They're walking away. It's like, whoa, wait. No, I can't. I cannot pay that much. I'm going to have to wait. I'm going to have to wait for it. It's going to appear somewhere around here. So I will wait for the Wyatt Earp. Although I thought about getting Doc Holliday because it's like a Walmart exclusive.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Oh, no, Huckleberry. Matter of fact, I just watched that like 4 days ago.
So good.
Oh, it's brilliant. And I don't know. Have you heard the legend about it?
About what?
About Tombstone.
What legend?
That Kurt Russell actually was the director of it.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
And until, what's his name? Cosmatos, the guy who's listed as the director, he just died recently.
Oh.
And there were people coming out going, yeah, it was Kurt. Matter of fact, when people were starting to strike and they were running out of money, Kurt Russell was the first one to step up and go, hey, let's do this. Let's get it done. You know, I'll make sure you guys get paid.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, he stepped in to make sure that it got done. And he was one of the ones that always would set up the shots. And just kind of, hang out in, what do they call it now? Video City, the little tent that they make so they can watch the video playback.
Oh. That I don't know.
The one thing that really amazed me was the guy who invented video playback. You might not have heard of him before. His name was Jerry Lewis.
Oh.
When Jerry Lewis got into filmmaking, he's like, there's got to be an easier way that I can see this. So they set up like a junky video camera so he could play the take. He had the camera like running right next to the actual real camera.
Mm-hmm.
So he could take a look at the shot and see if he wanted to do another take or not. But they were using like beta. Yeah, not even VHS. But I thought that was kind of weird because he developed an actual playback system. So, I mean, he never even had to make another movie for the rest of his life because he invented the system and patented it. Nowadays, there's digital playback, so they don't have to fuck with it anymore. But anybody who wanted to do that back in the, I think he created it in the early 70s. So the 70s, 80s, 90s, they basically had to use the system that he had created. Because he eventually ended up having a tap on the actual camera itself. So you could literally see what the camera was shooting.
These I'm putting there. The ones that little keychain pop of Slimer, and the other one's just a full size pop of Slimer.
Uh-huh.
They're fucking adorable.
Yeah, the keychain's pretty adorable. Let's see what the other one is. Oh, and he's got the hot dogs.
Yeah.
And you know the story behind Slimer, right?
Yep. That was John.
Yep.
Yeah, and they kept saying, make it look more like John. Make it look more like John. And then when they finally gave up and were just threw whatever together, Danny was like, "You did it. That's him." Looks nothing like John Belushi.
No, it doesn't. But don't kill their dreams. What am I doing here? I don't.
My God, there's a Mr. Bean Funko Pop, and
No, I don't know. If there was a Black Adder Funko Pop, I'd consider it.
Well, there might be.
Actually, I would like to see them come together and make a Young Ones set of Funko Pops.
Mm.
I would buy them. Did you ever get a chance to watch the Young Ones?
I don't think so. They've got a fucking Hodor fucking pop that comes with the door.
Hodor. Why is
Game of
that?
Thrones.
Oh, that's why I don't know it. Okay.
That's a scene that will tear your fucking heart out.
They have a Spike Lee Funko Pop. There's something wrong in the world now.
They've got Funko Pops for everything, it seems.
I was at Target and they had like 3 or 4 different Taskmasters as Funko Pops to I guess to help promote the Black Widow movie.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't have the old school Taskmaster.
There's Magnum PI one.
Oh, old school Taskmaster was over the top. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can get the.
Morning, Mike Oshfield.
Taskmaster was one of the weirder characters. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, here, I'll do that. Here, I'll no context tweet this one. Taskmaster was a cool character. They've since made him into a demon, I think. Or no, not a demon. I'm fucking mutant. Sorry, guys. My brain just skipped.
They say with him, it was just muscle memory, right?
Yeah, he had what was called photographic reflexes. That he could watch somebody do something. That's why he always had a shit ton of gear. He wasn't a superhuman in any way.
Mm-hmm.
But, he carried a bow like for Hawkeye. He carried a sword for the Swordsman. He carried the billy clubs for Daredevil, the shield for Iron Man, or shield for Cappy.
Mm-hmm.
He also carried a pistol, too, which I give
They've
him
got
kudos.
There's some Terminator Dark Fate Funkos, but they're of Arnie.
Yeah.
With the gray beard and everything.
Oh, nice. That kind of fucked me up. And what was the one with Christian Bale? The Terminator one with Christian Bale.
I can't remember right offhand the name of it. Is that Genesis?
I think. By the way, here I'll also no context tweet a picture of the costume, or one of the variations of the costume from Black Widow that they've got Taskmaster in. God damn it. Well, anyway, what freaked me out was when they started unleashing the Terminators. That was the first time I'd ever seen authentic digital replacement of an actor.
Right? They did really decent job, and it was young Arnie, like
Yeah.
Terminator 1 Arnie too.
Yeah, that was some amazing shit. And I'm just like, oh, fuck, it is going to get to the point where it's like, okay, let's say we want Arnold Schwarzenegger and Humphrey Bogart interacting in the same scene. We've got enough talented voice actors out there right now that they could pull that shit off. You know, a 20-year-old Arnie from Pumping Iron, you know, meets, 45-year-old hard-drinking John McClane. By the way, have you had the opportunity yet to watch Justice League Dark Apocalypse War?
I have not yet.
Oh man. I even recommended that to Kadant.
Yep, they do have like I said, I just got to the music artists, and 3 members of fucking Slayer are pops. Kerry King, Jeff Hanneman, and Tom Araya.
Well, I know that Iron Maiden went out on their own with I think it was McFarlane Toys.
There are 3 different Eddies. I'm looking at them right now.
Oh, on Funko?
Uh-huh.
Because they had like 7 or 8 Iron Maiden Eddies.
Uh-huh. Let's see, we've got from Peace of Mind and Killers, and the other one just says Iron Maiden Eddie.
I would get Peace of Mind because it's still my favorite album.
Yeah, that one looks really cool.
Oh, there it is. Oh, you can get it in a 3 set. Or no, wait, it's a 4-pack. It's got the original, the Killers, Number of the Beast, and Peace of Mind.
See, I'm just going off of just what I'm looking at on their website.
Here, wait, I'll no context tweet because, you know, it's not like anybody's got anything pressing to do tonight, right?
Right?
See, now that's wrong because they really should have done one from the original era, either from the first or from Killers, and then put in the Eddie from Somewhere in Time, the Cyborg Eddie.
Yeah, see, the one with the white hair wasn't on the website.
Oh, the actual Killers one?
The Number of the Beast one.
Oh. I tell you what, that when I saw that in concert, man, I got hooked because the first time I saw them, it was Judas Priest and Iron Maiden touring together. Iron Maiden opened the show and literally blew them off the fucking stage. There's nothing Judas Priest could have done to top the performance. But they did have, but they did have people dressed in devil costumes dancing around.
Nice.
Yeah, and they did have the either 8 or 9 foot tall Eddie lumbering on stage.
Nice.
And Eddie's been around every time. Like the last time I went and saw him, I think it was 2003. It was a great lineup too. For some reason, Motorhead was curtain jerking, and then Dio, and then Iron Maiden. It was on their Edward the Great tour. And this one was probably 10 feet tall. He came out dressed in like royal attire. He had like the like the royal red robe and a big crown. And he was strutting across the stage. I can't imagine how tough that thing would have been to get around it, because you know it's a guy on stilts. Let's
Hey,
see.
you want to talk about hard to get around on a fucking stage? Is that fucking robot that fucking zombie used to bring out? 18-foot tall fucking robot.
I love the cyborg one because when he came out on stage, Bruce Dickinson, a platform rose up and there was a cannon on it, like a laser cannon.
Mm-hmm.
And Eddie came on the stage and he was wildly firing bolts, right? But all of a sudden, Bruce Dickinson jumps up, mans this cannon, and starts shooting Eddie. And like sparks were blowing off of the costume. It was amazing.
I think I just found a Funko that is like literally like the most accurate recreation of the character ever.
Which?
Of Master Roshi from Dragon Ball.
Okay. Who did these? They have one that's a setup where it's got Eddie as the trooper, as the pilot from Aces High, from Killers, and the Pharaoh.
Nice.
It's called Toy Arc. Wait a minute. They're called reaction figures.
Huh.
I've never heard of them before. I'm gonna have to ask Heather about that. She's got a lot of friends in the figure making business. Here, I'll go ahead and put those up. Oh, they do have a Somewhere in Time, Eddie. Okay, so where do you find something like this? I'm guessing. Wait a minute. Let me check the post on this date, or the date on the post. December 8th, 2017. Yeah, these are long gone.
I mean, for the regular size Funko Pops on the website, they sell them for $11, which is really good price.
How much is their shipping now?
Free shipping for orders over 50. So
they even sell the fucking Devil. An Iron Maiden Devil. Like the Iron Maiden Devil. Good morning to Michael Hatfield. Good morning, Tom Leach. Good morning, Troubled Turtle.
Sepia.
Wait a minute. Troubled Turtle saying, "Have you ever heard of Razorback, who has the mutant ability to drive any vehicle instinctively?" And yes,
That's a lame fucking ability.
And yes, Troubled Turtle, King Shark is a shark. Fan, very much a fan of that movie. If you guys like DC, but you don't like how DC's getting fucked up, if you don't like what's going on in the CW and you really hate what's going on in their movies, and especially on their streaming service, although Stargirl, pretty good. And Doom Patrol is going to start second season next week.
That was actually something I was going to bring up about, at the end of the crossover, when they were showing the different universes emerging. You noticed one of them was Doom Patrol, right?
Well, it'd have to be.
Yeah, and then there was also the one with Titans. Sad.
Yeah. I got a feeling that one's not going to last too much longer.
The one that really got me fucking hyped was when you see Io.
By the way, Io does make an appearance in Justice League Dark.
Really?
Yeah, because apparently Darkseid believes that once the superheroes are taken out on planet Earth, that the only thing in that dimension that would cause him trouble would be the
core.
Yep, would be the Iosians. Is that what you call them? No, I don't know.
No, they're the Lantern Corps. Otherwise, it's the I believe they call them the Watchers,
Yeah.
which most of the time they're fucking jackasses that don't want to do shit.
Holy fuck! They came out with 2 seasons worth of them. Of Iron Maiden figs.
Nice.
Good God, they covered them all. They've got like the cowboy one, and then they've got one that's glow in the dark for fear of the dark.
Nice.
I'm not paying $200 for 7 action figures though.
They should make a Vic Rattle Chains one.
Do I know that?
Vic Rattle Chains?
Yeah.
Megadeth.
Okay, I didn't know he had a name.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I did not know he had a name. If I wanted to buy a case, they're almost 4-inch figures. If I wanted to buy a case of them, it's only $150, and you get 12 of them. But you're not guaranteed that you get all the action figures. Because apparently they've got, oh no, wait a minute. They guarantee you get 2 Made in Japan, 2 Sandstorm Power Slave, 2 Battle Damage Aces High, 2 Battles End Trooper, and 1 of each of the Chase figures, which is the Clear Black Obsidian Power. Get out of my way.
Oh my god, there is a Vic. Well, I look for Vic Pop. Let's see what shows up in the images.
They have Misfits toys too, by the way, the reaction.
No, but there is one of fucking the lead singer from Ghost already.
Well, sure, why not? He is highly marketable, you gotta admit.
Yeah, whichever version of Papa he is this time.
Here's a good one for you. I'll no context for this. Here's the one that you need to get if you're going to get anything. Did it come up for you yet?
The Slayer one?
Yeah.
I don't even really care for Slayer.
No, but I mean, if you're going to get anything to represent it, yeah, get the Minotaur head one. Yeah.
Yeah, it says show no mercy.
That makes them rock and roll. Although, yeah, I mean, apparently they did 2 seasons worth. If they had both seasons that you could get every single one of them, I would go grade school on that, because like it used to be when I collect stuff, I would take the blister packs and pin them up to the walls. Like I had, well, okay, I was way past being a kid, but the one thing that WCW did well was marketing. And they marketed the fuck. I mean, you could get anything that was branded. And they came out, they had a really cool idea where they would release between 6 to 12 cars. And it came from Racing Champions. Which those guys are really good at making. Better than Matchbox or our friends at Hot Wheels. Sad to say, but true. But they would come out with wrestling-themed cars for every one of the wrestlers. And so, like, every time there was a pay-per-view, they would release 6 to 12 new cars. And, of course, they were like, they're limited to only 4,999. And it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. No, wait a minute. The big runs were like 15,000. And I went and collected every one of them. and I had the well, except for the Goldberg Gold
Uh-huh.
edition. Fuck Goldberg.
They actually made a fucking Dave Mustaine statuette.
Is it?
It's him shredding,
Oh, okay. So it's
and it looks like him in the face.
yeah. I mean, you got to give it up to people like Toy Biz because they were way ahead of that whole 3D facial scan thing instead of having like actual artists do their version.
Well, it appears to be it's a shop in the UK. They've got a Lemmy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he sitting at a bar drinking?
No, playing bass, and they even have his mic set up perfect, like the right way too, where he has it angled down.
Oh yeah. Well, he had to.
They also have Billy Gibbons. They have King Diamond, Sid Barrett, Ozzy, Tommy Lee, Papa Emeritus, Nikki Sixx.
You know what? I'll ask. Trouble Turtle is actually saying that the DC Swamp Thing, the live action, was the best show that they had put out.
Really?
It was good. It was good. I was like, okay, because at the very end of it, they introduced the Floronic Man.
Mm.
And that was it because they canceled it already. So they were building up to Jason Woodrue, the Floronic Man, fighting Swamp Thing.
Okay. Can I laugh about these figures real quick?
Which one?
Okay. They've got Tommy Lee, they've got Nikki Sixx, and they've got McMars.
Oh.
No Vince. Because, well, Vince is a bitch.
Well, I mean, only thing I'd say is, girl, don't go away mad. Just go away.
It's just he's one of those fucking musicians that just fucking annoys the shit out of me.
Didn't he have like a failing kidney or something and tried to get back with sympathies?
Well, he did have like a whole bunch of fucking liposuction at one point because he looked like a fat woman. And guess what? Now he looks like that again. A fat woman.
Awesome.
And he can't sing for shit. Can barely remember their fucking lyrics.
Oh, dude, one of the saddest things that I ever saw was I saw a video of Meatloaf about 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he's tone deaf now.
Oh.
He cannot hit the notes anymore.
Now that's a damn fucking shame.
Yeah. Because goddamn, he had a good voice. Oh, hey, they had a Halloween series out for Reaction, and they did an Alfred Hitchcock. Just make a fat balding guy. Yeah, that looks like Hitchcock. I wonder. Well, I always wondered, but Kadant, did you fall asleep?
Okay, Turtle.
Kadanti. I wonder if she went off to get food or find a better life. I don't know. She's like, all the boys are talking geek. I'm going to go somewhere
Right.
and do
I mean-
something.
That's what I would do. Like, listen to these fucking nerds.
You know, I actually would buy a. Oh shit! They made King Diamond.
Yeah.
That's a blast from the past.
Grandma, what was it? I can't fucking go anywhere near his fucking range.
He's scary.
he can still hit that fucking range too. That's what's really fucking scary.
Well, if I want to buy Asylum Eddie. Holy shit. Do you remember the Muscle minifigs? They actually did a cartoon with them too. Well, apparently Iron Maiden made a package of Muscle minifigs. God damn, they're inventive.
You know, some bands, overmarket themselves in like bad ways. Yes. And then you've got the ones that have fucking invested their fucking money and have fucking done everything they can to market themselves the correct fucking way, which is like Iron Maiden.
Well, the one thing that really impressed me. Oh, I just saw the Ghost action figure. Douches. The one thing that really impressed me was on the Edward the Great tour. Bruce Dickinson in between songs was like, listen, there's a lot of controversy going on, Metallica suing Napster and people cheating us out of our money for record sales. And he was like, I don't give a fuck. He's like, fuck Metallica. You people out there who are actual Iron Maiden fans, you still go out and you buy our records. So I don't give a fuck. If you want to download it and you like it, then, feel free to go buy it. If you don't, doesn't matter. You're showing up here, right? Although I didn't have the heart to say that I only paid like $10. That was like the cheapest and the most money I ever got out of a concert. $10 to see, because I was there to see Motorhead. And Motorhead only had like 35, 40-minute set.
Oh.
Yeah. Dio only had like 35 or 40 minutes. So he literally, he didn't have anything new to plug. He hadn't had a new album in like 15 years. So he was just off and running. Maiden probably played for a little over an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And it was $10. It was this new subscription service where you had to buy tickets from this subscription service at least 6 times in a year.
Damn.
And if you did, the ticket prices were $10 a shot. I bought the Iron Maiden tickets and we went and saw them. And then like a month later, the subscription service folded.
Oh, shit.
So I could not fulfill the contract.
That sucks.
Yeah, because I was going to buy Buddy Guy tickets because they were up. And I was like, yeah, I'll go to Columbus to see Buddy Guy. Fuck yeah.
Right.
And then I was like, I went on the website and it's like, this website is temporarily unavailable. Oh, fuck. So, yeah.
But I hate to leave you by yourself for a minute, but I gotta hit the restroom.
All right. And I do have a co-host. Her name is Kadant. She does exist. You can see the little avatar up there in the corner.
Hi.
What
That's me.
What are you doing?
Just listening.
Okay.
Existing.
Do you have any edibles around you?
You know what? I might still have some.
Take a look in the pool and what do you see?
Take a look in this nook and you'll see some delicious cannabation.
What was it? Red Letter Media came out with an hour-long review of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And
Ooh, how was it? Was it a good review? Was it a bad review?
no, they gushed over it.
Well,
It's,
yeah.
it's like this
because
is one of the
fucking
great.
Gene Wilder.
It's like this is one of the greatest films that ever came out of the '70s because it's timeless. It's classic. Except for they're like the only thing is, and everybody agrees, just fast forward past Charlie's mom's song.
She had a song?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't remember because I don't care.
Charlie, Charlie, and every time I've watched it recently, I just kept thinking of "Come to Candy Mountain, Charlie."
When you started saying that, I started thinking of All Dogs Go to Heaven.
I'm not sure I've seen that movie.
I believe Mel Gibson voices Charlie, the German Shepherd dog,
Hmm.
who the movie is all about. Like, he's a very bad dog. He's a very, very bad dog. Very bad dog. And he's a naughty little dog, and he dies, and he's like, but I don't want to die. So I'm just going to go ahead and steal my life watch or whatever and, crank it back as like this like French poodle, or not French poodle, but this like poodle angel or whatever, like is like, don't touch that watch. It's really random that I can remember these random little things about it. But no, it's similar animation style to like Bible Folk Goes West. I believe it's a Don Bluth film, if I'm correct, and I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Well,
Is it-
Don Bluth did make the Fievel stuff.
Mm. Well, yeah, but I'm pretty sure he did the All Dogs Go to Heaven as well. I mean, Don Bluth's done a lot of things. Troll in Central Park. I always forget about that movie until I start thinking, and I guess I've been reminded of the name of it enough times that I'm finally remembering on my own.
Okay.
I don't know if I smeared my makeup. Why am I talking like
By the way, I was listening to Hedwig and the Angry Inch soundtrack
uh-huh.
because it's a kick-ass soundtrack. If you don't believe me, then apparently you haven't listened to it.
I have not, actually.
It is fucking killer. It is kick-ass.
I'm really cold.
I told you the story about meeting the guys who wrote, starred, and directed in it, along with sitting outside a bar, talking to these guys, and the Deal sisters show up from the Breeders.
Yeah.
Yeah. I failed to actually mark out and say, hey, I need autographs from all of you. Because, what the fuck are the Deal sisters going to sign?
Your dick?
I mean, I guess if they want to.
Oh, I don't know.
It's kind of passe at this point.
Probably. I've never understood that.
What, dick signing?
No, just like skin signing in general. Because unless you go immediately afterwards to a tattoo parlor to get it like tattooed permanently on your body, that was a wasted autograph.
Actually, I know guys who do that.
Well, there you go. It's good for them.
They'll get like one guy that I knew was a huge Metallica fan, and one by one he got a back piece done. One by one he got the band members to sign his back in Sharpie. Then he immediately the next day would go to his tattoo guy and say, "Hey, okay, tap this." And so the guy would put the ink down, and he got 5 of the members, I think, because he did get Cliffy. So he got like the 4 originals and then Jason Newsted.
Mm.
And then he had them strategically sign them at specific places, and then he went and had their portraits done around their signatures.
That's pretty cool. Now, a real feat would be if he could get every member of Slipknot to sign him.
Well, one of them's dead already.
Well, not now, obviously.
Like, invent a time machine, go back in time.
I'm just saying.
I get you.
Yeah. Or get the Riverdance people. Like, how many signatures is that? Here you go.
Oh, by the way, well, speaking of Hedwig, did you know that Riverdale did a musical show?
What?
Riverdale, you know they basically took Archie characters and CWI'd them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've never watched that.
But they did.
Show.
Yeah, they did a musical version, and they took songs from different Broadway shows, and one of them was Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Another one was Carrie, the musical, and they just kind of interweaved all the songs. You figure that one out, you're a greater fellow than I.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. They have Quake 2 action figures? That's sad. Although, it might be cool to get a War Pig. That's Motorhead's mascot.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's the Reaction people who are doing them. Oh, wait a minute. You can get those at Hot Topic? Fuck it. I'm going to the mall tomorrow. I'm going to go to the mall because that's the only place where Hot Topic lives.
Or their website.
Well, normally when you go to their website, they don't have all the shit marked down like Hot Topic. Usually, I had a friend who was an assistant manager there, and she would call me every time it's like, oh, we're clearancing out the t-shirts. So you would go in, and like any t-shirt they had from the previous season was $5. I even got a Watchman hoodie. Now this was early 2000s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I got a Watchman hoodie, and I still have that thing. I took it with me. I'm pretty sure I took it with me. Which just says, who watches the Watchmen in yellow on a black hoodie. And that thing cost me like $15. And for Hot Topic prices, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
15? Like, yeah, it's $15.
That's actually not bad, Doc.
No, that was insanely good because they were originally selling for like 45 or 50.
Yeah.
And that's where I got my shirt. I wanted to test a theory because I worked for a certain panty catalog that was on the forefront of
catalogs.
Well, gay rights.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the state of Ohio said they got rid of domestic partners because, like, if you were with somebody for 7 years, it was considered a domestic partner and they could be on your insurance and all that shit. Well, the state of Ohio decided, nope, they didn't want to do that anymore, so they erased it. The CEO said, well, fuck you. I'm going to make sure that domestic partners are covered, and that includes gay couples. So there were a lot of gay men that gravitated towards this job. I was like out of 1,500 employees, I was like one of maybe 10 straight males, which was kind of nice because all the straight females would hit on you all the time. So that's kind of good. But I decided to test a theory. And so I found a shirt at Hot Topic that had the word recruiter in rainbow letters on it. Then underneath it, it said, looking for a few good men.
Oh my.
I wore that shirt to work. And I waited for somebody to tell me that was inappropriate. Nobody would come near me. Although I did get hit on by 2 gay guys, but they just were not my type. And good morning to Sir Adamantine in the chat.
Addy. Does that mean he's done hanging out with gaming?
Maybe. I don't know. But you ever hear of the somebody who is nice enough to give you the shirt off their back? I literally at the end of that night took that shirt off and gave it to this guy who was like, I love that shirt. I wish I could get one of those. So I literally took the shirt off and gave it to him. I'm like, there you go, wash it.
I actually met somebody. One of my like really great friends was that same way. From Fair.
Nice.
And Addie's saying, shall I hop on? And I said, please do.
Mm-hmm.
Only if you wanna.
By the way, here's my new drug.
Damn it.
It is a pantry size jar of mini chewy sweet tarts. Nom 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 nom.
What he means by drug is pretty much this is on the same level as like me with chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is yours is slowly killing you. If I eat enough of mine, it could immediately kill me. And you should probably actually that's not, I can slowly eat chocolate and be fine. You can't slowly eat sugar and be fine. You still don't have insulin. You diabetic fuck. I feel like I'm talking to Trippy now. Hi, Addie.
Good morning.
Hello, beautiful people. Yay.
And how are you this morning?
I might be slightly drunk.
Awesome. Somebody has to pick up the
I
slack.
might be slightly sober than somebody else earlier.
Oh. Are you talking about gaming stream or this stream?
On gaming stream earlier.
Oh, what a mess that.
He says it with so much joy.
Wait,
Because
what happened?
I mean, I'm not afraid to discuss this on your stream, Doc. Are you sure you want to discuss this on your stream?
Yeah, why not?
It was another Tennessee thing, but it was the final Tennessee thing for me.
You mean like forever and ever?
Yeah, forever and ever, amen.
I take it he was into his cups.
He was, and to be fair, on gaming stream it was minor, and even in his DMs afterwards it was minor, but it was the same passive aggressive, like blah blah blah. Poor me. I just reached the point where I had enough. And it's like, don't come back.
I thought he was back to work and everything and had that under control. I mean, because he's been relatively sober in the last few IRSs that he showed up on.
You know, sometimes, and I'm not going to name names, although you can infer, but I'm not. But even that being said, it's not just him. Sometimes being a bad drunk is only covering up the fact that you're a fucked up person. And at a certain point, someone who, and don't get me wrong, I'm fucked up in my own ways, but I'm not fucked up like some of these people. And I'm simply not willing to waste my time dealing with it.
Yeah, I mean, like when I get really drunk, I just hit the floor. That's all I do. Maybe throw up on a cat accidentally.
Leave the cats alone, dog.
It wasn't my fault.
Right.
I think I've been really drunk around you guys before.
Mm-hmm.
Was I that drunk?
No. By the way, good morning to Carl de Gurusa, who was saying, wait, Addie and TM broke up again?
Guten Morgen.
You know, it's funny you should say that because I was on gaming stream talking to people you'd expect, but I spent like the last hour or so talking to like Shark, as in Red Pill Shark.
Oh,
Privately.
yeah. Okay.
And it's like everyone's response is like the same when I say I'm done. They're like, uh-huh. I have no defense on that other than say, watch. There are various people. I think Pickle knows who they are, and I'd be happy to tell you and Kadant privately who they are. I'm tired of this little like, oh, I'm sad, blah blah, pity me because of all the poor choices I've made in life. I don't care. I was saying this on gaming streams. I just don't give a shit about your poor life decisions. The people I care about most online, this is a regurgitation of gaming stream. The people I care most about online, if I found out one of them died, it would affect me for 15 minutes. These people are confusing real life with pretend online life.
Well, there are some people out there, that's all they have.
Well, I don't know.
Leave me alone.
All I know is that a lot of these people come to me for either money or attention, and you don't understand how much I don't give a fuck about you in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, kind of like that one relative that when you're getting ready for Thanksgiving, you hear that name, and the first thing you do is go, oh.
Huh.
And by the way, good morning, Full Metal Joker.
Good morning.
Oh, hello. Are you doing Russian now?
Yes, my child.
Carl is saying, Addie, I love you like only a straight man can.
From a distance?
By the way,
With a shotgun?
by the way, Carl, a true man. And
Oh.
that being said, and I'm not even talking like sexual preference here. I'm talking personality. Fuck all these faggy men. Just gross. Grow up. Stop crying. Get a job, and more importantly, get some fucking self-esteem. You goddamn losers.
Yo, alright, so funny thing. I have been dealing when it comes to like certain IRL stuff. Fuck it, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna give an example. I'm gonna fucking talk about it. So I'm part of this writers group. And the leader of the writers group, he's like a 71-year-old man. Who
Oh,
like,
I saw your tweet, but I had no idea the reference. So I'm intrigued.
yeah. So he's a 71-year-old man. And I basically attempted to make a suggestion to him about his writing. He was giving us the first chapter of a new book he'd already written, and he was, like, he the whole point of the writers group is like, hey, does this fit with the story? How does this help the story? You know, is there any way to improve? Or so I assumed. That's how it had initially started a few years ago.
Okay.
Excuse me. So I gave him the suggestion, and he attempted to fucking strawman me, and I called him out for it.
Wait a
And
minute.
he's the one, like,
What was the
he
straw
runs-
man?
Well, hold on. He runs this thing from his house, and he leads the writers group. So, like, you know, all that jazz. The strawman was the main plot point, the pivotal character, not necessarily the main character, but one of the main characters from the story previous.
Okay.
Was not mentioned, and like it's about like it was this little girl who got adopted by the main character,
Okay.
and then this next story, and I told him like I thought this was a prequel. He's like, no, it's not a prequel. So I suggested like, well, you know, like just add the little girl's name somewhere in the first chapter. Just mention like, oh, she's at home. You know, she's getting so big now, but she's at home with the family, whatever. He was like, well, she's not a main character. That's not the point. Like,
Right.
it doesn't matter that she's not a main character in this story. It will just help with the timeline of the stories to make that a little more clear from the jump. And I'm trying to explain to him this as a reader that, like, you know, just put that little thing in. You know, just mention her name and the fact that she exists, so that this way people who are reading it will be like, oh, you know, from the last story, so this is after that. That's it. It was a minor little thing that I had suggested.
Well, that's planting seeds. Because that's a nice little unconscious pickup.
Yeah, it's a callback. It's a minor little callback to like, oh yeah, from the last story.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it is. It's just to simply help, you know, set the time frame in some way, shape, or form. That this is at the very least after the events of the previous book. Because there was nothing, no kind of mention in any way, shape, or form in the first chapter that would have led anybody to believe that this happened afterward. Because like the main character had started their own business and blah 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 blah, and like they had adopted this child and things were okay, whatever. And it doesn't start in any way, shape, or form. So as I was reading this first chapter, I was like, oh, okay, so this is a prequel. Because he had been talking about writing like a prequel story.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, no, the prequel story was for another story. I'm like, okay, well then just put in something so that this way I can understand the timeline that this is after. And he's like, well, she's not a pivotal. No, she's not a main character.
Then you're not world building, old man.
And I'm like, that's not the point. It's not about making her main character. I never said make her a main character. You know, I don't need to mention her because she's not a main character. She'll get mentioned later on. You'll see. And I'm like, no, like that's not. Oh, okay, so I guess this is like Star Trek. And in the first episode of Enterprise, Kirk should have made an appearance. And that was completely irrelevant.
That doesn't make any sense because technically Kirk really wasn't in the first one. They had to reshoot the pilot twice, but okay.
Like, Kirk may have been the main character from the original Star Trek.
Yes.
But at the same time, that's a completely kind of different story. You explained that this is a direct sequel. What's your point with that? Oh, well, you said that the main character needs to make an appearance in the first thing. You know, so that this way they're like a main recurring character. I'm like, no, that's a fucking straw man. My point was to help establish the timeline. Because in Star Trek, they actually had the ability to establish timelines.
Well, it's just like no, there's an anthology book that I wrote where they're all different stories that have a center point, a starting point, if you will, but they all go off into their own ways. I literally wrote there's 18. There's going to finish up being 20 stories, but there's 18 stories in it, and they all have references to some of the other stories. So if you really want to, you can sit down and write down, okay, story number 1 has this character and this character in it. Story number 5 has the same characters in it, so you can pretty much time out when the characters might have interacted at this one place. It's just something fun for them to do.
Like, I get it that it's a new story, but set some semblance of a fucking timeline.
Well, build your world.
And the other people in the group were agreeing with me. So he fucking posts this message saying he quits, he's done. And I'm just like, you're really going to be this petulant little fucking child? Huh, okay. Well, why are you done? Due to the results of the last meeting. And I'm just like, oh, what results were those? I mean, considering the fact that, like, some of us active men, I think some of us active members should be, should know. Why is it you're throwing a fucking tantrum like a petulant fucking bitch? You weak little fucking testicle.
I keep thinking of the meme with the black guy rocking back and it just says bitch underneath.
Like, I already vented about this like twice today. But it's still so good to talk about it. And it made me, I was telling Muffin earlier, I'm like, I think my next piece, if I don't get kicked out of the group, because I fucking told him, listen, if you have such a fucking problem with it, well, I'm paraphrasing, but I told him, if you want, you can just dismiss me from the group and you can run it however you want, since people's opinions seem to bother and upset you.
Bitch!
Wait,
Go ahead.
Who just wailed bitch?
I did.
Doc.
On your TikTok.
What?
Nothing. Continue, please.
Oh, I was just gonna say, so if I wind up staying in the group, I was telling Muffin that my next piece is going to be the weakness of men. That's what I'm naming it. I don't have like a plot or a point or anything like that at the moment. I just want to write a nice little short snippet of, like, a weak, whining, fucking little nutsack who got flicked and he didn't like it. I'm just like, okay. All right, whatever you want, sweetheart. Like, you go ahead there, Grampy.
Well,
Like, here, do you need me to, are you sure you can stand up on your own? Look over there. There's somebody, there's somebody who's standing on your lawn.
well, you said he's like 72, right?
Cadet, respect your elders.
You said he's like
I
72,
will
right?
respect people who earn my fucking respect. The moment they lose my respect, I'm fucking done even trying to pretend to play nice, because I'm not putting up with this bullshit anymore. I'm getting up there on age myself there, kiddo.
Wait, so you said he's 72?
He's 71.
71? Okay. Well, then he's got a tenuous grasp of life anyway at this point.
He's too... He's one of those kinds of people who make me really believe in that whole, you can't teach old dogs new tricks. And in fact, some of the tricks that they used to know, like riding, wind up just getting lost in the fray. They become, it's... he's not aware. He has no sense of self-awareness. He has no sense of fucking, what was the word I used earlier? He takes no responsibility. for any of his bullshit. It's always anybody else's fault,
Oh.
but not his. And his writing was so good. And now any kind of critique that I try and give him, like, it was a minor suggestion. I didn't even get to the brunt of the stuff that was actually wrong with this chapter.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was a minor suggestion. And usually I like to do the sandwich technique. You know, here's a positive, here's something that I think you can improve upon, and then here's another positive. I usually try and do that. I can never fucking get through it because he automatically already starts interrupting me, and I'm just like, go fuck yourself. Like, really? Cool. I'm just going to get interrupted again. Go ahead and interrupt me to try and defend yourself or the idea, or try and go ahead and pretend like, no, you're wrong. My stuff is amazing. I write everything so good. And unless you end every single chapter with but, and, also, you'll see, hold on, just a single word paragraph or a single sentence paragraph after another with nothing but little, like, fucking, like, testicle tickles. You know, it's like a slut who, you know, it's like a whore. You paid her. She's like, I'm getting ready to give you a blowjob now, and you're like, cool, all right, like, I'm ready. Okay, I'm getting ready. All right, my pants are down. All right, here's my mouth. All right, cool, like, suck it already. Like, I fucking paid you. Yeah, okay, it's almost there. And then, like, the end of the chapter is she just kind of, like, tickles the testicles. Okay, and what else? Oh, don't worry, the blowjob is coming.
Beware the French tickler.
Oh.
Like, it's not even like there's no satisfaction. And when you get to the end of the book, because it's like, have you guys watched the show Lost?
I tried. I watched like the first season, and I'm like, this really sucks.
His books are like the show Lost.
Well, but
You get almost no answers to basically anything. Welcome back, Addie.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. You get no answers to pretty much anything. No answers. And every episode of each season, every chapter of each book, you just wind up with more questions. And it's just like, but don't worry, you're gonna get the answers, like, coming soon. Don't worry, you'll get at least something answered. Trust me, something interesting is gonna happen. And that's how he fucking writes. And it's fucking bullshit. And I loved reading. I will try and do some gentle corrections of some of the other people, like when I'm like, oh, this could use a little adjustment here and there. This didn't feel like it flowed right. And he'll argue about, like, oh, well, grammar doesn't matter. I'm sorry, what?
that's why editors exist.
As long as the story's good, who cares about grammar in any way, shape, or form? Like, well, yeah.
Everybody does.
That's fine. But sometimes grammar helps with the flow of a story. So when I say, oh, you might want to, like, readjust this little thing, this doesn't need to be there, this word doesn't make sense, and this feels awkward, anything like that, that's not being a fucking cunt. That is me actually being really nice about it. Because otherwise, I would shit all over it verbally, mind you. Verbally. I would shit all over it with zero qualms. You want me to be a cunt? You fucking open the doorway for me to be a fucking cunt, and I will backhand you verbally. As often and as hard as I can, your pimp will be jealous.
Oh.
Oh no, don't hit me. I'll fucking smack you in your little fucking foot. I fucking hate. Why are there so many weak men? I'm okay with men showing some semblance of weakness, but he threw a fucking tantrum.
By the way, Kadant, can I interject? Going back to my previous point,
Oh yes, I apologize.
weak men are disgusting.
I concur.
I'm not talking about like, oh, I'm a paraplegic man who's like 85 years old and like all I can do is suck out of a straw. I'm talking about emotionally weak men. Disgusting.
See, I don't mind when men show some semblance of emotion. I don't mind that at all. I don't think there's anything wrong with, because sometimes, you need to be able to process. And I think showing a healthy amount of processing is a good thing. The problem is when you try and hold it back and you try and pretend, and instead of actually processing or listening, you just throw a fucking tantrum.
You know what I've noticed, Kadant?
Yes.
I'm not quite sure how to ascribe this, but it is what it is. Men online tend to be a lot more emotional than men in real life.
You know what's funny is I have not had that kind of experience. I have had the experience where many men online. I'm going to preface this with I'm not talking about anybody in here in particular, just in case. But a lot of the men that I've come across online, I don't know if that sounded right. Whatever. They put on this front like, look at me, I'm big, I'm tough, I'm a man, I handle my shit. Look at me. Like, yeah, this is exactly what a man is. I'm basically like an alpha. And I'm just like, oh, that's so cute. I get it. You don't know how to process your feelings or emotions. So, like, as soon as you start, like, sucking down anything that can break your walls, you're a whining little bitch. Good job.
Well, it may have something to do with what I watched this week, Kadant, but I can honestly say online this week, I have seen more adult men cry. By the way, not for deaths or anything like that. I've seen more online men cry than I've seen in my entire life in real life. Now, granted, I've been watching Gordon Ramsay and he makes them cry, but still, grow up.
It's funny because the writing relationship that I had with Nursey, because I'm a better writer than she is, but I've been at it longer, and she clearly admits that I'm a better writer. But I always come to her and say, "Hey, take a read. Got this story finished," and I will accept what she has to say because I need somebody to be editorial for me. I need to have somebody go, I don't understand what this was, and this just doesn't really click, and I don't understand what you were saying here. That's the kind of shit I look for, because then I can go back, because usually when I write something, it's just a flurry. It's like,
Right.
I go straight through it, boom, beginning to end, done.
Doc,
Yeah.
how does that relate to man weeping?
It doesn't. It just relates to her original topic of writing.
But
But I'm not a pussy about somebody taking a look at my stuff and ripping into it, because I'm like,
Yeah.
good, because if they're people that I trust, that means that it can only make what I'm doing better. And I would say about 50% of the time when she had a suggestion, it was like, okay, yeah, that's something I can work on. And then if the other 50% was like, nah, that's not where I was going. That's not what I was looking to do. So we're just going to not do that. But yeah, I mean, and she was pretty brutal with some of her stuff. Like, I mean, I've gotten red lines of what the fuck is this shit? Especially like the last one I wrote. Oh, good God. Um, she could have taken stock in those teacher correction red pencils, because good God, man, that thing was just it was all over. It was bleeding. It was not good. It got better though. Let's see. Crying is what you do when you can't process what is going on. Men cry when they are overwhelmed, not as a normal process. Just how we're wired. Yes, we cry, but that is only when grief is a part of it. Yeah.
I mean to, I believe, piggyback on that. And granted, I guess I have quasi-sexist views, but a man should cry if a wife, a child, a mother, a father, a close long-term pet dies. They can cry if they were just told they're dying, but men should not cry for all the same reasons that women should cry. And if you do, in my opinion, you're just kind of a weak pussy without a spine.
I politely disagree.
Well, and also, I agree. Like, there's a time and a place for everything. And I like when gaming asked me in his joking way, like where have you been and stuff. And as I explained to quite a few people, I know I'm somewhat of an emotional person, and when I feel like I'm gonna get in that state, I step away. There's a handful of people that I talk to. Other than that, I keep to myself, and I don't bring that crap to everyone else that don't want to hear that shit, because I utterly despise those people that hop online just to boo-hoo and, oh, I had a bad day, massage my ego a bit.
Yeah, sympathy farming.
Yeah.
By the way, Kadant, how do you disagree?
How do I what?
You said you disagree.
By the way, I'm gonna do a quick bio. So go for it, Kadant.
Okay. Could you remind me?
I listed off the scenarios where a man should realistically cry.
Oh.
And you said you disagreed, but you didn't get a chance to explain why.
Oh no, yeah, that happens. No stress. I think, I personally think that because men are the most prone to heart attacks, and I honestly believe that that's due to the fact that instead of allowing themselves to actually like cry when they feel the need to cry, like I understand that it's a hard thing to think about, but I you know, and it's a hard thing to break. It's almost habitual, it's almost ingrained. But I think it's okay for a guy to cry because it's healthier if you just allow yourself to do so at, at the time. Like, women cry regularly. We will go and, if we don't want it to be seen or viewed in any way, shape, or form, we will go and we will like hide it away and just let the emotions flow. But we don't constantly hold on to it or shift it in any way, shape, or form. And I think guys need to be allowed to do that to a degree. And if they entrust you enough, and some, that's always something that I think it's something ingrained in females, where like we encourage men to cry to us because we want them to know, and it makes us know that they believe so, that we are safe for them. Like, it's okay if you cry to us, and that's fine.
Right.
Okay. Kadant, in principle,
Yes.
I'm with you on the. I mean, I gave very stringent examples of okay for men to cry thing. I mean, I'm not saying that in my mind I would, couldn't loosen that, but conversely, the men who cry every other day. I mean, as a woman, because this does fall into the slippery slope category. As a woman, can you tell me that those kind of men don't make you want to vomit?
Oh, I cannot. Because as a woman, I don't even cry every other day. Half the time, I'm fucking burying my emotions deep down inside this nice, neat little box and then just punching in the fucking face so that this way I can fill it with more emotions. And then at some point, that emotion box will either explode open or I'll just like, it open a little and be like, oh, that's a tear. Okay, I'm just going to keep watching the end of My Girl, or I'll keep watching the first 15 minutes of Up, just to be able to let myself. And that's one of the things too, is I think women like to watch the sad shit, so it gives them an excuse to cry. But even as a woman, I don't cry every day.
It's funny when Nursey and I were together. We were together like 12 years. She only ever seen me cry twice. And I'm like, that's because that belongs to me. And I do that to make my head feel better if there's something extremely stressful going on. But besides that, that's a function of something that I need to do for me, not something that I need to display to others. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does. I mean, I still stick by, I think you should, take some more time for yourself to allow yourself to cry. But, yeah, excuse me.
Every so...
But no, I agree with you, Addie. I agree. Somebody who does it every day, like, that's indicative of other deeper problems that maybe you need to go and get checked out.
Well, not just that, Kadant, but especially when it comes to a man, it's also indicative of deep emotional manipulation, which, wow. If you want to make me allergic to you, that's how you do it.
Well, it can be deep emotional and manipulation for some of them.
Well,
and especially when they're talking to somebody, and especially when they use it like with women, or say somebody with whom they're sexually attracted, that is most definitely like kind of a manipulation tactic. It's one of those where, oh, look, see, I'm being vulnerable to you. Feel sorry for me. Blah, 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 blah.
well, yeah,
I can understand, like, there's some people who are legitimately like that, but when it's a constant every day or every other day,
yeah, I was going to say, because like when I discuss my IRL, it's usually just on Facebook, because the Doc Griffin persona lives and breathes on Twitter, right? I rarely, if ever, talk about anything that's going wrong in my life. I try to make it a point to post something up that's either going to make somebody laugh or think. I don't know about you, but even if I got a free round trip on the pity bus, I would more than likely not take it. Just because of the fact that more than likely you're going to run into other people that really love to ride the pity bus every day.
Mm-hmm.
then you sure don't want to fucking hear anything from them. But that's just me.
No, I understand that, and I can agree with that to a degree. Uh, I think that's why a lot of us in this current call right now, like, maybe behind the scenes or whatever, will vent to each other, or either we'll be fully like more or less emotionally vulnerable, so to speak, or
Yeah.
we'll be fully guarded. It's one of those, but it's never all the time.
Yeah.
In this way, in this one way, in this one respect, this is the only thing you'll ever see.
But
Mhm,
an important distinction, could what you're talking about.
mhm.
Yeah, a lot of us will talk privately and we'll bitch and whine, but not the same as weeping.
Totally breaking down.
When you bitch about, well, first of all, the beauty of bitching, at least I try to embrace this. The beauty of bitching is you can make it quasi entertaining, maybe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But even whining, it's not so like it's not the same degree as pathetic. When you're crying again, in my opinion, except for those extraordinary life circumstances which are beyond your control, deaths primarily, you're trying to elicit an emotional sympathetic response, which means, to me, granted I'm cynical, you're trying to manipulate.
Well, especially if you're doing it with an audience. Like, I will come out and say it. Moving out into my own place. It's a very nice breath of fresh air. But in my entire 50 plus years of living, I've always had either a flatmate or a companion animal to keep me company. I have none of that here. And there was a spot earlier in the week where I got really, really depressed. And yeah, I let a little tears squirt out, just a little crying jag. But it's nothing that I've never mentioned it until like now. I might have mentioned it in passing to Kadut, but that's because we talk like every day. But it was really nobody's business. It's just I'm lonely. I don't know how to deal with it. So yeah, that thing came out. It's like, well, let's try crying for a little bit. Oh well, it was nice, but it didn't really work. So that's done. But I never went to. I never went and made a post saying I need somebody to come over and keep me company.
Yeah. So long story short, it's like, yeah, you are somewhat of an emotional person, but nobody will ever see that. It's how you are in private.
Well, yeah, because you know what? There are way too many people that have way too much shit going on in their lives that they need to deal with. They don't need to deal with any of my misery. So I need to deal with it. And let's drag Satan. Good morning, Satan and Satire.
And
Morning.
I think by the way, Doc, you simply need another pet.
I do. I tell you this, Addie. I'm conspiring to go to the pet shop and buy mice just so I can take a picture of it and tell my landlord, look, I have mice. I got to get a cat.
Look, I mean, even if you can't have cats or dogs, nothing wrong with a mouse or a rat.
Yeah, or a boyfriend.
I've been. You know what? After this last marriage, I'm seriously considering all options at this point.
I keep telling you,
why
you either need
do
a pet or a
feel that-
boyfriend, because like boyfriends could make really nice pets in and of themselves.
Why do I feel that it's telling that Kadut thinks rats and boyfriends are like
No, pets in general.
mm,
Nah.
okay.
but
Well, I've had to view and deal with way too many cucks that are basically like, wow, you're really weak. Okay, cool. Like, you go ahead and you be a good boy. Like, you go ahead and you just sit over there, be a good boy.
No, Carl, I have to say, I dated a stripper once, and her name was Laurie, Lori. So yeah. I've run the Y. I've run the Y to the I gamut before. Did not come out ahead. I got head, but as far as it goes, it was not beneficial.
By the way, Satan, you were just trying to get me to join drama. What happened?
Oh, he was being a good boy. It wasn't fun. I was genuinely trying to start shit, and he just like, no, like I'm just too sad to be a spurg. And I was like, well, it's no fun when you're sad.
Wait, what? Yeah. Who were you starting shit with or trying to?
Wait, hold on.
Oh, it doesn't even matter. Like I honestly didn't realize you were streaming.
Yeah.
I've been hanging out with gaming for the last 4 hours.
Well, I was gonna say, like, can we shill bitches soon? Because I am so curious.
You want to do some dishing? Yeah. Okay. How about?
I need it right now to get away from my own thoughts. Okay.
Okay. Okay, Kadenti. How about we do this? Let's go to 4:30, and then we're going to jump into that magical room that's called the Addy Love After Stream.
Oh yeah, I'm so down.
Oh yeah.
That sounds very pornographic to me.
All right, somebody ask a panel question. I don't care who.
You know what? That's what I was going to do. Round it off on a panel question.
Woo!
Now, it's not necessarily going to be the best one, but since we're on the topic, what is the saddest thing you've ever experienced in your life? Personally sad. And let
me go first.
And let me. I was just taking a drink. Joker, we'll start up at the top. Go for it.
My father passing away.
Yeah,
it wasn't the fact that he passed away; it's how he did it. We was sitting. Me, my sister, and him. We were sitting at home, and we had something that was a tad spicy. So when he went, I have this pain in my chest, so we automatically thought it was like regurg because he has acid reflux real bad.
No, okay.
So we got the milk and the Tums. He's going, that isn't working. So we got, since he ran out of that quick acting nitro, we got him the other nitro, the stuff that tapers off in the system. And that wasn't working. Then we called 911. They took him to the hospital. My mother saw him, and it seemed like, from what she said, he was doing just fine. Sounded a little weak, but fine. Said, bring my tablet and some puzzles for me to work on because they said I'm going to be in here for a while.
Yeah.
She went okay and said I'll be back in the morning. And when she came home, right as she stepped foot in the door, they called and said he passed away.
But
Joker?
Yeah.
From what?
From what?
That's all we got, Addy, was from what?
Yeah, Addy, if you can hear us, you cut out after you said from what.
No, what?
I think that was the question. Is like, what did he die from?
What did he die from?
I don't think Addy heard the whole story.
He had a bad heart, and it finally caught up with him.
The ticker stopped ticking.
Yeah.
Well, I can understand that. I got a feeling that most of them most of these stories are going to be related to kinfolk. So with that, Pickle? Pickle!
What'd I do?
What is the saddest thing that's ever happened in your life?
Well, also it has to do with my father passing. But he died. He had a tumor in his throat. By the time that
Ooh.
they had found it, it was already too far advanced to do anything.
Oh,
And so I got to watch him slowly waste away.
yeah.
That's hard.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Satan?
Like mine's a bit different.
Okay.
Like I think if I was sober, this probably wouldn't have been the saddest day in my life. But like all the drugs and like the little bit here and there just kept digging in at me. But like me and my friends decided that we were gonna day trip, and we were doing mushrooms like from I think it was like 8 o'clock in the morning, and we were sitting there, kept just fucking dosing all day, you know. And my friend decided that it was a good idea to keep watching the fucking news, and it just kept fucking with me. Just like I kept getting just more and more sad and angry and depressed and just done with the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then like we kept taking shrooms all fucking day, and then like right before we were supposed to go out that night, because like we were gonna go out to a bar that's for the most part pretty like green and trip friendly, like that, like as long as you're not making like a problem, like you're cool to come there and hang out while you're doing whatever.
Yeah.
We got the call that a really close friend of ours had gotten beaten to death as he was leaving the bar. Like he was hanging out in downtown Fort Worth, and as he was walking to his car, like to the garage, he'd gotten beat to death. And like right as we were leaving, like to head to the bar for like the last like couple hours it was open, like at about 12, we had found out that like 11 o'clock he'd gotten beaten to death.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So like the fact that I was on mushrooms and we had been watching news for the last like 6 fucking hours, which did not help. Like that, I think that was the most defeated and probably closest I'd ever been to committing suicide. Like just
Wow.
like just like watching news for that many hours at a time, like even sober is enough to get me close to that point. But like that on top of the fact that we were doing shrooms plus, yeah, it was. That was a bad fucking day.
Yeah, shrooms can be emotional enhancers. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm not a very emotional dude in general. Like I'm borderline sociopathic, but drugs can make me feel something.
I literally have never cried at any funeral. And
Like funerals, I don't like.
No.
I'm more likely to cry at a funny movie that throws in some really sad shit than I am to cry at like a funeral. And but sad movies, I don't cry at. But like a funny movie that makes me feel sad, like fuck you, that's cheating. I wasn't prepared for that shit. Fuck you, that's not cool. Like Click, fuck you, Adam Sandler. That movie was sad as shit.
I still say I cannot get around the final episode of Babylon 5, Sleeping in Light.
Ooh.
I roll a tear every fucking time I see that show. And I know what's coming. And it hooks me every fucking time.
The Seymour episode
the
Futurama.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute, is that the
With
dog
the
one?
Dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
holy
dog one.
fuck.
I cry so hard with that one.
That made me never watch that show. Somebody's like, "Hey, you got to watch Futurama," and I'm like, "Okay, give me an episode." So he gave me that episode, and I'm like, "I don't want to watch this anymore."
I don't like that they essentially undid, like, 'cause that is hands down one of, if not the best episode. Like I don't think it's the best, but I know it's up there, like in like top 3, 5, whatever. They undid that episode in a later episode where they did some like weird time travel thing and like went back to the past, and Fry spent his whole fucking life, like all of Seymour's life, like with the dog. Like
No, that's a boner.
You
killer.
ruined the whole point of that fucking episode. Like it was good because it was sad, and then you went back years
I love
later.
that episode. Go fuck yourself. That was a good episode because I'm like, oh thank God, some closure for Seymour. There's a good boy.
Oh, wait. You said there was closure for Seymour? Or sorry, closure for Seymour?
That for me, when it came to Seymour.
Oh god damn it.
Like, fuck you. Like, I don't care. I don't care about the cartoon dog. I care about me.
No, I care about things being good. And that episode, like the ending and Seymour like dying like a sad old dog and like it was sad, but it was good. It was fucking awesome.
It was impactful.
Yes, and then they go back later and go, nah, it's cool. See, Seymour's happy now. Like, you ruined that shit. Fuck you. That was good because it was sad. Why do you have shit?
It didn't ruin it for me. Like I said, I was happy, so that's all that matters.
Well,
Because I'm like, thank God. It's like
All right.
Seymour didn't die sad and alone, just laying there waiting forever. Because he would have died if he hadn't actually moved. I'm just like, no, this impossible dog shouldn't die. Like, don't do this to me. I swear. Anyway,
Yeah, well, they had a lot of episodes where they suddenly fucking hit you with the feels. The fucking the Space Bee fucking Venom one.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. Like I thought I knew what was gonna happen at the end, and then they actually did manage to fool me. Like I was genuinely surprised at the ending, so it was.
And then another one was the one where he thought his brother had stolen his life, and come to find out it was his nephew that had all these fucking great accomplishments.
Yeah.
Like
Or
I
the
said,
one when
I just never.
when they were hauling the candy hearts.
the candy heart, the one where
Wait.
he at the end, he like helps Nibbler or whatever, and then he goes back, or he goes into like a dream sequence or a dream stage, and he's just sitting there with his mom as she's like watching a game, and like it shows like it's her in the past dreaming of him.
Okay, I don't get that, but
Yeah.
All I know is he screwed his own grandma.
I'm my own grandpa.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was too.
Ugh. Don't steal hick jokes, really. Just don't. Addie, would you care to share?
I mean,
And by the way, that sandwich must be really good.
what?
I thought I heard you eating a sandwich.
No, I cleared my throat and
What
swallowed.
does a sandwich sound like?
No, not the hack one. The previous. That's why I thought you put yourself on mute. But yeah, is there something that you would care to share?
I mean, I could say my father, but I'm not going to, because when he told me about his terminal diagnosis, there was a smirk on my face. And when he died, there was a sense of relief, not for the end of his suffering, but for the end of my suffering, of dealing with his bitchiness. And when I saw him in his casket, I laughed out loud, jabbed my sister in the side, and pointed at his grotesquely done embalmment. Because my father was a fuck. So that wouldn't be the one.
Okay.
I
Doc,
could,
I've never been more attracted
Hi,
to you than I
gaming.
am right now, Addy.
Doc,
Hi, gaming.
dude, you smell toast.
Occasionally, yeah.
You
You're
might
talking about
want
the toasters,
to go
right?
back to the...
About once a morning?
Usually when I get done with trying to do yard work, Like yesterday, I was running the weed whacker because the city came up and said, the weeds are too high in the garage, behind the garage in the alley. I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me, dude. All right. So I went and whacked weeds for about 20 minutes, cleared it up. And I thought I smelled croissants.
Croissant.
So Addie, what were you trying to say?
Well, that was the father. I could say my mom, who I legitimately love. I had a good mom, but her death took the better part of a year, so there was no sudden point of impact. So I'm going to rule that out. The loss that affected me most in life, take it for what you will, was one of my previous cats, Pepe, who, by the way, was the nicest cat I ever owned, who all of a sudden had blood cancer and, like, man, within 2 weeks dead.
Damn.
I mean, it wasn't within 2 weeks of him getting the blood cancer, but it was within 2 weeks of me being concerned enough to go to the vet.
Mhm.
Understandable.
Also, by the way,
Mhm.
one last thought. Fuck my father. I hope he's burning in hell. Love you, Dad.
Okay. By the way,
Wait,
gaming.
not Addie. Addie, wait a minute. Aren't you going to end up in hell? So you really want to be with your father?
I'll take him on. Fuck him.
Like I said, Addie, I've never been more attracted to you than I am at this moment.
Aww.
If you were more than half white, we could talk.
Yeah, my dad was kind of a shit. Well, I'll talk later. Gaming, we are talking about like the saddest moment of your life ever. Do you have one?
Well, I mean, I did stab my father once with a kitchen knife, and the saddest moment is I didn't kill him.
Good. Okay.
Damn.
Kadanti.
Fifth.
God damn it, woman.
Here, I'll talk about one of my saddest moments. And it was my cat. I'm dead serious. It was one of my cats. We called her Mama Kitty because she was a little slut and she would constantly get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, like, and she popped out like 2 litters, and we were able to, find homes for the kittens for most. Let me correct myself. For most of the kittens from her first litter, we wound up keeping like 2 of them, but no big whoop. And then the second litter, we could not find homes. And it was decided that, like, we can't have this many cats in the house. Like, it's just too many. So we're just going to take them all. My brother-in-law found a no-kill shelter. Like, it's pure adoption center and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I can take them, and it was decided that, like, okay, but we can keep 2. She was my cat. She was my fucking cat. She was my baby. She was my, like, she was my cat. And the 2 we're going to keep, we're going to go and just, like, make sure they got fixed immediately, blah, 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 blah. And instead of me being able to keep her, somebody hid a fucking kitten in their room and said, oh, but there's this kitten that I want. And it's just like, well, fuck. Like, we can't do it. So, so that you can have this cat, and you're going to take care of it. You're going to make sure it's all that shit is handled. You go ahead and you promise you'll take care of it. Oh yeah, it'll be my baby. It'll be my baby. Like, oh, I love it so much, and it was hiding in my room. I didn't even know. Bullshit, you didn't even fucking know. And so like when like it came down to, all right, all the, like, gotta get all the cats, it's time for them to go. Mom was just laying on my bed. She was the only cat ever allowed in my room. But she was just laying on my bed and she was looking at me. And it was between her and this kitten. Which one was going to stay in the house? And I'm just like, well, fuck. Fine. My cat will go. Like, you're gonna fucking swear to me that she's going to a good home, she's getting taken care of, like all of this jazz. And like, promises, blah 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 blah. But the moment, like, she let me pick her up, she just like kind of started falling asleep in my arms, and I passed her over and she just fucking looked at me, and right then and there I was broken. Like, I didn't lose my shit in front of those people because, fuck all of them.
Yeah.
Every last one of them. Like, they could have taken everything else in the fucking house. I didn't give two shits about that kitten. It wasn't mine. Okay, it's a kitten. Of course I cared about it. Future meal, whatever. Anyway, but
God damn.
But I wanted to do, I wanted to do the nice thing. I wanted to do the nice thing because obviously you hid this cat in your fucking room so you can quote unquote find it later by accident. You want to know where that cat is now, by the way?
Sure.
Probably dead. We don't know. It wound up escaping outside, and we haven't seen it since.
Yeah.
Mama stayed in my fucking bedroom, unless she wanted to, follow me out into the living room.
By the way, good morning to Mad Dodge in the chat.
Hi, Mad Dodge.
Um,
So that's the closest to like one of the saddest moments of my life that I'll tell you guys about.
Well, as far as it goes for me, usually all the human interactions that I've had, I've been able to basically have the conversation before the conversation needed to be had. Like, my dad was a shithead. He was a man who spent the last like 25, 30 years of his life trying to make up for all the bullshit that he did. And we had to come to Jesus meeting. I said, listen, you know what? You were not my father. You donated sperm, but at the very least, we can be friends before you die. But as far as it goes, it's going to be hard for me to cry at your funeral. My mom, I was very closely attached to her, but I didn't cry at her funeral either because my crying is delegated. My sorrow, my depression is mine. I own it. It belongs to me. I don't want myself being a weepy bitch spectacle for others to take a look at. I will take care of my sorrow and handle it in my own way. And that's usually out of the prying eyes of anybody else.
Understood.
I would say probably the saddest point was when I went through the second wave of strokes. And after I'd been medicated and woke up, my Nursey was there, and a couple of my family members. And I just looked at them, and I had no recognition. And I just began to cry. And I was just like, I don't know who you guys are. That really, that once I got cognizance back, that was like the saddest point in my whole life. It was just like I didn't recognize anybody. I had literally no attachment. And that just made me ultimately sad.
By the way, Doc, what you were referring to earlier about owning your own grief.
Yeah.
a more eloquent way of what I was bitching about before about man-child's constantly crying.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you really do have to. There's too much bullshit in the world right now. I mean, yeah, every so often you're going to need a shoulder to lean on, but you can't have that shoulder every day.
Yeah.
You're going to have to, even for women, they're going to have to man up and just take control, take responsibility for it, deal with it the best that they can, and get down the road. That's one, and Cadet and I were kind of talking about this today, but that's one of the things that really kind of drives me nuts. Like somebody in the newer generations, these people need to have somebody else responsible for their feelings instead of, grabbing them like a pit bull, man, digging into the problem, trying to solve it themselves. And
these 20-somethings who constantly cry,
yeah,
meat grinder. There's no fixing it. Fuck them, meat grinder. Kill them.
And it's so funny because, there's so many people that have so many problems, and people that are like my age are like, when I was that age, I had that fucking problem too. Guess what? I got over it. I dealt with it. I pushed myself. I got forward because you know what? Your greatest motivator is you, but if you turn yourself into something completely unreliable, like I watched a Hoarders episode where this one gay kid lived with his dad, and he was legitimately crying in every scene. He thought that if he cleaned up the house with all the dog hair, that would kill his dog. And
wait, what?
And there was a therapist there that kept saying, okay, well, we're going to make sure and measure this out. So you let me know what level of stress or panic that you're at. And he never got below a 7. And I'm like, come on. You are not going to survive. You're going to get to your 30s, and if you haven't eaten a pistol, you're going to get locked up. Or you're going to die of consumption, one or the other.
It's definitely some form of mental disorder. Like I'm gonna say that now.
Yeah, but to me, these people seem like they're being trained to be weak. It's not like somebody's like, suck it up. Like when I would skin my knee or get a real bad cut, my mom would take a look and go, hey, go in the house and wash it off. Then I'll put a Band-Aid on it. You can go back out and play. But she was never like, oh my God, oh no, my beautiful child that I created. Oh God, here, it wasn't like Pink Floyd's mother. She was just like, yeah, you fucked yourself up. I guess that's a lesson, right? Go clean yourself off. I'll put a Band-Aid on it. Psh, go. I think the whole Mafeels thing, it's nice to be in touch with yourself, but you can't be caught touching yourself all the goddamn time.
Yeah, dude, fucking basically, like, I genuinely don't understand the... It's not so much like the feels over reals people, because like nobody's like willingly choosing like I refuse to look at facts. My feelings are all that matter. Like that's not how people do it. It's just the people who are so blind to what reality actually is because their perception of it is so strong. Like they're so obstinate in their perception of reality that new facts or like new things coming to light are just Oh, immediately. Well, fuck that. That's obviously bullshit. Blah 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 blah. Dude, fuck you. Like, you're not helpful. Like, you're the problem, dude.
Doc,
Yes.
do you recall the movie The Long Kiss Goodnight?
Samuel L. Jackson and Gina Davis.
Still one of my favorite movies, by the way, for numerous reasons. But there's a line from that film which is so profoundly true, which was said by the kid and said to the kid. I'm paraphrasing because I don't exactly recall, but life is hard. Get used to it. It's like, wait, why does everyone think somehow you're going to spend your entire life shooting rainbows out of your ass? It's like the entire point of life, a good life, a really, really good life. The entire point of life is you're going to watch your parents die.
Mm-hmm.
You're lucky if you don't watch your kids die. It's like, this is not meant to be one huge parade of greatness. It's a, but why is it? And I think this is predominantly, but not entirely, 25 years old and under, maybe. Why do they think they're entitled to just, have rainbows and sunshine up their ass for their entire lives?
Well,
that's not the way life is meant to be. And by the way, I think probably all of us are old enough that we've experienced this to one degree or another. We've had people or things that we cared about that have died, which, I mean, it's not pleasant, but that's what makes you who you are. I mean, the one side benefit of it is it actually builds character in you. So it's not something to be abhorred. It's life.
Quick response. It builds character if you deal with it.
Well, one of my favorite old quotes is the true measure of a man is him at his lowest point. I'm paraphrasing it, of course, but it sounded much more eloquent when it was written. But yeah, basically, the best person you are comes out at your worst time.
Well, it's not even that it comes out; it's that it's what develops it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crucible. Life is a crucible, and you've got to keep folding that metal and getting stronger and stronger. You do have the right to occasionally break down or go away or get into tears or be really depressed, but that can't be the sum of your life.
Well, I mean, you're right. You have the right to do all of those things, and those things can be good for you, but not for fucking years on end.
Well, not consistently, like every day, like cashing in. There's some person on Facebook, somebody that I went to school with, and every goddamn day, she's got this, oh, life is so hard. You know, this happened to me today. And then another girl that I went to school with, she had a fucking full-on stroke to where she couldn't talk for 2 fucking years. She still had the ability to do a little bit of typing or translation from her husband anytime she wanted to do a post, but every time she did a post, she was always doing the, I'm getting stronger, I'm feeling better, I'm going to beat this.
By the way, Nostradamus, fuck you, and fuck your purple Cowboys.
And good morning,
Bang,
Nostradamus.
bang, bang.
Fuck you too, Satan, piece of shit.
I think we'll end on this and do the shilling. Carl says the worst of times brings out the best in people. If you want to see how evil they are, give them real power over other people. That's true.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, firmly agree with that statement.
That's true. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna pack the car up and drive into the and drive into the Chaz because they've got everything going on. And by the way, I know he just slipped in here. Good morning, Watch.
Yes, I did. I am right here.
We were talking about the saddest moments in life, but we are to the shilling part now.
Fuck.
But you can come. Apparently, there will be dishing done in the Addy Love after stream.
Okay.
Can
I
I-
will go wait in there then.
Well, you can stay here too.
Well, yeah, you can do some shillery because we are starting that right now. We went.
Well-
What?
It's not fair if I didn't show up the entire show and then just come in and chill. That's
stick
not,
around.
No.
That's not respectful.
Hey, no, it's our rules. We think it's perfectly fine.
You can do whatever the fuck you want. Who fucking cares? And I'm going to say this before we start the shilling, if I may, please.
As long as it's something derogatory about Chaz.
So no, fuck your rules. There are some people who actually suffer from severe depression, and there's also people who suffer from bipolar depression. I want it to be made very clear that when we're talking about people who are being either weak, whining, manipulative bitches, or just straight up attention-seeking manipulative bitches, we are not referring to the people who actually deal with true depression in any way, shape, or form. And yeah, I'm speaking for all of y'all because if you are talking about them, that I don't want to believe that you don't have an understanding as to how detrimental those things can be. There are plenty of people who attempt to use those, and they're like, "Oh, I just suffer from depression." No, you're a weak, manipulative, whining bitch. You don't suffer from depression. You may have some other mental issues, but right now, what you're doing and you trying to pull that bullshit is fucking bullshit, and how fucking dare you?
Agreed.
Should we just name names and call that a day?
See, I feel like left out of this conversation, but then again, I didn't show up till just now.
Well, let's chill, bitches. Thank you.
Wait. I know we're in the extra, but can I ask a question about that, Doc, or should I save this for the after stream?
I will leave it up to Kadunti because she's getting riled.
She's feeling some type of way.
Let's not make Kadant stab us in the night, please.
But that could be fun, though.
I have enough. Watch, I got enough rocks. I can keep her at bay for a good long time.
Yeah, but that doesn't help me any.
Well, no, because she'll just run straight past you to get to me. So just
hide behind Minty. You're good.
Wait, hold on. What was Kadant's answer to the question?
Kadant.
Let's just go ahead and get the shilling done, and we'll talk after stream.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Before
the transfer, so to speak.
Yes, before the
Understood.
Okay, so we went bottom to top last time, so we'll go top to bottom this time. Joker, start us off with the show.
Well, this is the Full Metal Joker. If you enjoy everything that happened here, please subscribe to these guys so you can keep track of what's been going on. And once you're done with that, feel free to check out my channel. It's under my real name, BRYONKING. I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.
Gaming.
That's right.
Oh, come on. There was no umph.
That's
Where-
right.
Oh, there you go. I feel better about your mental state now. Pickle?
I'm the Full Metal Pickle, and you can find me over at the Full Metal Pickle channel where I do a late night show called Nocturnal Transmissions, your midweek free IRS destination. It's general fuck off stream. Sometimes I also talk about music.
That happens on the Sounding Board Show.
Sometimes.
I choose to believe it happens all the time.
The Sounding Board show that's on Tuesdays?
Sometimes.
Okay, Satan.
Buy Cadunt's titties, faggots.
Did he just show my lewds?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
my actual tits?
Yes.
Both.
One cannot exist without the other. It's perfect symmetry.
Well, they're not perfectly
Oh,
symmetrical. I'm
oh,
just
yeah.
saying, like, I'm pretty sure the left one is
Ah.
bigger.
I'm going with the
Buy her unsymmetrical titties, faggots.
Oh, okay.
Cadunt needs a sugar daddy. Please provide.
Yeah.
I just need a sugar. I don't need a daddy. Thank you.
I'm
Yeah.
speaking to you, Politipod. I know it's past Memorial Day. But...
I mean, Cadunt, on that note, if his mouth was shut, not bad taste.
I just
Who's
realized
next? Who's next? Doc, who's next?
I probably shouldn't have said that. I've been drinking too much.
That would be Sir Adamantine.
I'm retired from YouTube, so I have nothing, and I will continue to have nothing forever.
Wait, aren't you still on Keck Show?
Yeah, but that's his problem, not mine.
No.
Jesus Christ, Daddy.
There is no more drink unless someone incenses me to rage. There is no more drink for friends.
You got a mission, Satan.
Yeah.
I do have a mission now.
Yeah, you've already pretty much cut bait on most of the people that piss you off, and the ones that were really never friendly in the first place have gone and drifted away somewhere to another corner of the interwebs.
I am actively engaging and distancing almost everyone.
Yeah, social distancing is not a bad thing.
Tell that to my best friend.
I am now living by the theory of if I wouldn't talk to you in real life, I won't talk to you online. So,
Oh, okay, that works.
But you still won't have a beer with me. All right, I get it.
I mean, I'd fuck you if you were. Well, you know what I'm gonna say, so I don't need to say it.
If I was white,
I
I
he's-
get it. Yeah.
But he's 30. He's like 40 years past.
Wait,
Well, Eddie, you can just close your eyes. He sounds white.
Satan.
Well, now if I ever fucked him, I'd think of you, which fuck is that with me? Right?
Good. Okay, yeah. Think of that. Anytime you think of wanting to fuck me, think of Joker. I'm cool with it.
Bye, erection.
Satan,
Yeah,
you're not white?
apparently.
Oh my
Well,
god,
you
get him out of this stream right now.
But,
Preparing
I
ejector seat.
mean, to
Whoa,
be
whoa.
specific, he's half white and half Black Lives Matter.
Oh, you're half murdered American. Okay.
Excuse
I
me, is
believe-
Yes,
Jogger
you're right.
American?
I am half white.
I
Or
believe
half
that-
can't breathe American?
I believe they call them Mulan.
I always think back to that Goodfellas line. So my daughter tells me that you're half Jewish. Only the good half.
So half glow in the dark, half murdered American. Gotcha.
Nah.
Can't breathe American. God damn it.
I only glow in the dark when it's dark out and I'm smiling.
I mean, considering all the little bitches who are complaining about, I can't breathe with this mask on. They need to stop it. I'm not going to wear a mask in the store because I can't breathe. Shut up, you whiny fucking cunt. Like, I get it, Karen. Okay.
Just don't wear the mask and stop bitching. There you go.
By the way, I did send an email off to TeePublic because they kicked off my coronavirus shirt, the Sniffle Squad. But there are a shit ton of I Can't Breathe shirts on TeePublic right now. And that incenses me. It doesn't make me want to light incense. It just incenses. Watch, please finish us up, and then we'll hit the outro.
Hope you enjoyed the show that I turned in on at the ass of. I have nothing to shill because, like I said, I'm uncomfortable shilling if I show up at the end of something.
Yeah, but
Oh my god! Just watch
I
Watch or
absolutely
Clock
refuse
or
to do it. My answer is no. I showed
Furry,
up at
whatever
the
his
tail
fucking
end.
name is.
Watch Ichabod Orange or Citrus Quest or watch or like
Which
the other
I don't
15
use
different names
anymore.
he's had.
Whatever,
for, like, the
whatever.
last, like,
Good night.
1,000 years.
It's the Shenanigans.
Isn't it minutes now?
And he ran away.
Yeah.
Fucking minutes.
Is he gonna?
I miss the good old days where people took turns talking.
Yeah.
Oh, shut the fuck up! You're the worst.
Yeah, that really breaks down by the end of this show. Kadant, would you like to shill anything?
I am the Full Metal Pickle from. Wait. I can do a Full Metal Pickle thing. Do you know why? Well, because I like sandwiches.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Do you like sandwiches?
I love sandwiches.
Do you like to express that love of sandwiches?
Yes, I do.
Well, you can express your liking of sandwiches by stopping by Full Metal Pickles TeePublic Store. That's right, Full Metal Pickles TeePublic Store, featuring the I Like Sandwiches design, as well as at least 8 others. So stop by Full Metal Pickles TeePublic Store and praise the gherkin.
Oh my.
Damn it.
Also, stop by Doc Griffin's TeePublic Store. Oh, yeah, Doc Griffin's TeePublic Store, featuring over 32 different designs, including the Sir Adamantine. Sir Adamantine, people ruin everything. Like my fucking mouth just ruined that entire shill. So stop by Doc Griffin's TeePublic Store and buy something, damn it.
By the way, Doc.
Yes, sir.
I have a new T-shirt for you.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll hit that up in the after stream so we can surprise people later. Yeah, let's bring this to an end, shall we? Let's put a bullet in this old warhorse. I would like to. Well, you know where my shit is. It's down in the descriptor. If you're looking for me anywhere, it's there. All the promotional, yeah. Kadant stuff is down there too. But with that, I'd like to thank everybody who was on the show this evening, which includes the Full Metal Pickle, Sir Adamantine, Full Metal Joker, Satan and Satire, Gaming and Yelling, and of course, Watch. But that's only half the cast. The other half is you. Yes, you. I'm pointing to you in the chat. You are the ones that help us formulate our opinions and have the fun that we have. And you are an important and integral part of the show that we do here. Sometimes almost every night, 5 nights a week on weekdays. Sometimes.
5 nights a quarter.
That's right. Tune in every fortnight. So with that, I'd like to thank everybody who was on the stream this evening, everybody who was in the chat, and for my mystical, magical, malevolent, magnificent, semi-matriarchal co-host, Kadant, and myself, Doc Griffin. Thanks, everybody, for coming out this evening. And if you would please do me one simple favor. Leave the money on the dresser. Bye.
Call the herd.
COVID herd, what?